Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on Gnadenthal. This is a new mod map to console. This is a crossplay map, the original version. This is by Iron Thunder, 250.26 megabytes download. There are two required mods. The Swather pack and Pickup Header pack by Bcbuhler, because swathing is available on this map. The original is a 4x map for PC gamers. So this has been scaled down to a 1x for console play. It's Canadian. Gnadenthal is located in Manitoba. It's just north of the US-Canadian border, just southwest of Winnipeg. And I've got some facts. I know people love facts when we're doing this. It was originally settled in 1880 by a few families. By the turn of the century, early 1900s, most of the families, I think all but one, had left and moved to Mexico. Bit too cold probably in Canada, so they'd gone off to Mexico. It was then resettled around 1924 by Russian families coming over from Gnadenthal Baratal colony in Russia, hence the name. Fascinating. I love all this kind of stuff. It's very cool. Just to the north of Gnadenthal is Blumengart. That's kind of part of the map. We'll get to that later on. It is based on the real place. If you search Gnadenthal, Manitoba, it looks exactly like it does. And what we'll do is look at the map. So this main road across the middle here. This is Provincial Road 201. This road up the middle running north-south. I think I wrote it down. This is Road 15 West. We've got 14 West, 15 West, and 16 West. That's Provincial Road 201. This is Gnadenthal Avenue, runs up here. And if you're looking to buy some premium puppies, there is, what's it called? Posh Puppies. Posh Puppies is on the corner here somewhere. And they do all sorts of doodles and cockapoos as well. If you're interested, just thought I'd throw that in as well. So what's interesting and intriguing about this map as well, on New Farmer we start with this plot here which has got a farmhouse on, this plot here which has got a farm on, and then these two field plots here. Pretty much all the map is purchasable, and prices, I have to say, considering it's a big map, it's Canadian, you know, it's the Saskatchewan, that sort of, you know, I mean, it's not Manitoba, but it's that scale. This river here, what was this? This is the Rosenheim Drain. This is called, I think, this river that runs down here, as far as I could tell from looking online. But even the big fields, if we go to one like 60, 654,000, 762, we're not into millions. Often on these big maps with big fields, it's big money. But we do have some smaller fields, so you can gradually work your way up. 183, 195, out in the corner here, 171. So you can work your way up very nicely. Now, all of these plots, well, not all of them, some of them, I've already put some money in. There are 50 houses with sleep triggers and wardrobe triggers that can be purchased. All of it. Let's do this and then that. I'm not going to buy all of them, but just to give you some idea. Now, some of these have barns. Do that and that, and you see all the sleep triggers all appearing. And we've got a couple down here. And then they run all the way up, and then there's a whole load more up here as well. All these plots are available. Now, all the plots that have buildings on, like things like shops and productions, if I click on that, that's Farmland 41 for the huge price of $154. We can buy that. That gets us the roadways and the plots that I've got, like I say, animal dealer and productions and things like that. There are a couple of other productions that do need to be purchased. I'm going to get those now. Plot 138, just there, and then plot 86, just there. Do that and that. That one's our bakery, this one's our dairy. And by purchasing the land, you already get them. So you don't buy the land, then have to go and buy the production. You get them anyway. So that one was what, 29,000, which is pretty cool. And that one's 63, and you get the land with it as well. So bonus. Now, there are, in addition to all of this stuff going on, there are custom crops. Contracts are available. There are 10 custom crops. I think it was 10. If we go into our menu, well, you can see there to the right hand side, we have millet, spelt, rye, triticale, mustard, flax, peas, lentils, alfalfa and clover. I don't know why I'm counting them on my fingers, you don't need to see that. So all of those can be put into the ground using a regular seeder. So click on that, there you go, all of them. Planters do regular planting stuff. Taking out of the ground, all of them are done with a regular harvester header. But obviously you've got things like your alfalfa and clover, not clover, was it clover? Easy way to find out, I can't remember. Can be mowed, tedded, all that kind of stuff. Let's go down here. It's the easiest way. If you're never sure, if you come onto a map and you're not sure, go into the prices menu and this will give you everything you need to know. There we go. So alfalfa, alfalfa hay and alfalfa silage, clover, clover hay and clover silage. Then you've got flax, peas, lentils, mustard oil, and then flax straw. So, as far as swathing goes, generally speaking, it's your grain crops, normally wheat, barley, oats, those kind of things. Flax can be, I would throw it out wildly there, that potentially spelt, rye and triticale you will be able to on this map. But that's only if the map maker has included that. But all these crop types are available, and the mustard obviously you can make mustard oil from as well. So, loads of extra crop types, all very exciting. There are 50 collectibles. What else was I going to say? We'll get up to the farm in a moment. We start here at our farmhouse. Now, once you've purchased all the land, I say all the of the land with farmhouses on, you can remove all the farmhouses. Actually, I should do build mode actually while we're here. If we go into build mode, under farmhouses, that's what we want to look at. There you go, we've got all the various different farmhouses that are scattered around. So once you've purchased the land and you own the farmhouse, you can remove them all. So if you don't want any of them on the map, you can remove all of the barns, you can remove all of the main farm, you can remove the bakery, you can remove the dairy. You couldn't, what couldn't I remove? Oil mill you could, grain mill you could. I couldn't remove the vehicle workshop, the vehicle shop, animal dealer, those kind of things, and the main Blumenthal, not Blumenthal, the Blumengart sell point I couldn't sell. But other than that, everything else was removable. If you wanted to remove everything, you obviously don't have to. So we've got farmhouses. We go to our productions. Under factories, the two that I just mentioned, we have got the grain mill and the oil mill. That's because the grain mill does all the extra crop types that are on this map as well to produce flour, and the oil mill will do mustard oil on top of your standard oil types. If we then go from there to, there was nothing under any of the others, animals or anything like that. We don't have any animals on the map. Being large Canadian country, so it's usually arable. But obviously you can put animals on if you want to. I'm not saying they don't do animals in Canada, of course they do. But you know, that's your choice. If you want to run animals, you can. If we go to what was it, decoration and others, we've got some decorative objects, garages, garden swing, those kind of things. And then if we go from there to our landscaping, under painting, I think it says there are 30. There are a load of paint textures. Look at this lot. So, if you want to do any landscaping, you have the ability, and there's plenty of stuff there to allow you to paint and texture as you go. Dairy to our left, and that's a standard dairy, as far as I can tell. I always say that recipes could be slightly tweaked. There was nothing that stood out. It wasn't glaringly obvious as the recipe was mega high or anything like that. Fairly standard dairy, doing your standard dairy products. And as I said, the various different farmhouses that can be purchased around, and I'll just nip out to the side here because this one, for example, this plot of land here has a barn on it as well, so you've got access to the barn once you buy the property. Something else to be aware of, ditches all over the place. Ask me how I know. So if you like that big open, I don't know if we all do it, refer to that American style map, but yeah, Canadian style map. There's been plenty of European maps that have been wide open, big spaces, that kind of stuff. I'll pull over just to the side here and hop out. So just across the way here we have plots 132. I think it was 132, I want to say. Yep. That's 51,834. Do that and that, and we get 3. Well, we get the main storage building. There's no workshop triggers here, but you can add workshop triggers in. Plenty of the mod hub. Shed space there. 3 3609 bins, each 1.1 million. Combined, 3.3 million. Quick maths. It's early in the morning, but I'm all over it. So there you go. You've got those. Those can also be removed if you want to remove them. That's up to you. Across the way is the rest of our start farm that we start with on New Farmer. So just over here, where all our equipment and machinery is. I'll talk about slot count now, since we're at kind of the main farm from our farmhouse. 1,442 on New Farmer. You start with all the buildings that are around the map, but all the buildings here as well, and all the equipment and machinery that you're going to see in a moment. On Farm Management Start from Scratch, that comes down to 1,260. You don't have any of the equipment and machinery, but all the buildings are all still here. So then what I did was I bought all the plots, I removed all of the buildings here at the farm, I removed all of the farmhouses. When we get further up the map as well, there are farmhouses with walls and fences round. Those can all be removed, but not individual fence panels. You can remove the whole lot as one section, which makes life a little bit easier if you want to do that. So I removed all of that. I removed the productions that it allowed you to remove. I got the slot count down to I think about 860. So you can get it much slower if you want to. If you don't want all the sleep triggers everywhere and you want to put in your own stuff, it gives you the option to do that. So storage space here, there's nothing in this one here at the start. Then we have our grain bins. So we start at the front, we've got a Farmer 400 silo. Then behind that we've got a Farmer 200 extension. Then we've got 2 Farmer 100 extensions, adding all together for our combination of storage. We come into the large shed here. We do have our New Holland harvester, header and header trailer. We do have some potato harvesting gear as well. So if potatoes your thing, some potato gear, very nice indeed. Trailer, seeder. 2 John Deeres, that one's got a front loader, that's important, you'll see that in just a moment. So a couple of John Deere tractors to be getting on with. Come out of here, front loader gear, tucked away in here. Then over to the side, plough and a couple of cultivators. That's all start equipment. Not a huge amount of stuff, but like I say, on Farm Management Start from Scratch, you don't have any of that, but all the buildings are still here. And again, once land is purchased, I will show you. For example, let's just remove one of those. Everything can be removed. And where's the... Have I got one I purchased? There we go. So they can all be removed if you wish. So back to the vehicle. I was looking on the on Google Maps and I was zooming in, and when I found the thing that said Posh Puppies, I thought it was really cool. I actually clicked on the link and went to the website. I was curious. It's the kennels they breed. And I was trying to work out which house it was, and I couldn't really tell. But anyway, so this is Gnadenthal Avenue. Sorry, Gnadenthal. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I love that you've got all the properties and stuff. You see it a lot on the Welker farms, because you've got flat open expanses, and the wind, I would imagine when the weather's not so great, whips across here in the winter when it's cold and that kind of thing. Having a few trees around your property, around your building, just affords you a little bit of protection, I would imagine. Not a huge amount, but a little bit. So yeah, Posh Puppies is somewhere around here on the corner. I'm not sure which one it is. So if you wanted to put I mean, unfortunately we can only do one dog kennel, can't we? But anyway, you can put a dog kennel if you want. So, property here, this was 86, wasn't it? So this has got the bakery on it. Again, standard bakery. Not again, the dairy was standard, bakery is standard. Just to show you. We've bought the land, so we do own it. And the same with the butter, cheese and chocolate at the dairy. So, very nice indeed. Another property just to our left that does have a shed on it, so again, if you're short of shed space, sorry, I will even stop here. Now, a couple of things of note. If you turn in, indicating would help, thank you. There's no biogas plant on the map, so if you want to put a biogas plant in, I mean, it's fairly flat across pretty much the entire map. So finding a plot and putting one on if you wanted to shouldn't be difficult. And again, well, not again, but there are so many plots where you can sell houses and whatever, and you can put one on, or just buy a field and put one. That would be up to you, of course. Some of the plots you may be looking and thinking, well, what about this plot? Because when you look at the map, as I always do when I'm doing map tours, you have to kind of have a look on the map initially to kind of give you a clue or an indication as to what might be there, what might need to be looked at. So we went around all of here, come across the top here, and this bit here I thought, okay, maybe that's the farm. So I purchased that off camera. Nothing came up, so we've got some barn and building space, a couple more sleep triggers, houses there, and another one. Well, that's just two on this one as well. So this one here is just some shed space. The houses are to the side as well, so not technically a farm. I suppose it is a farm, but more shed space. If you wanted to make it into a farm, you could. So this is the main provincial road, 201. Now we're heading to the northern part, up towards Blumengart to the north. So now, next curiosity is here. So this is the vehicle workshop, not the vehicle shop. And it's not unusual to have vehicle workshops dotted around a map, but usually when you have a vehicle shop, the vehicle shop and vehicle workshop are right next to each other. This is just the vehicle workshop. We do have a methane point, we do have a lecky point here as well for charging of those particular types of vehicles. We come to here, we've got a workshop trigger, so if you bring your vehicles here, we can do our workshop. All fine and dandy. The vehicle shop is a little bit further to the north, and the curiosity with it is there's no point for returning vehicles. So if you've rented vehicles, it's weird because there's a hazard marked area which looks like it should be, but it's not. So you have to go into the main menu to return vehicles, which is annoying because usually if you've rented, well, not rented isn't so much of a problem, but normally purchasing, if you've purchased a vehicle and you want to sell it, normally if you bring it back to the store you can make more money selling it. So if I go onto this menu here, there's no option for selling everything. This is your purchase point for your vehicles, etc. This is also the reset point on the map. We've got a fuel station just here as well, but this is your reset point here on the map. So what normally happens is if you go into the main menu, so if I go in now, that one, and go to my vehicles, there's our used vehicles. If I go to my owned vehicles and decide I want to sell something, it will give me the price for selling it, but normally if you take it back to the store you can get more money for it. So we've got a hazard marked area here, and I've been all over the place looking top left on my controls help menu to see if a little trigger or icon comes up, and I've had nothing come up. So as far as returning rented vehicles and things goes, yeah, a little bit trickier. Actually, I'm just trying to think now. Go into the menu. Oh yeah. Yeah. So we can sell in the main menu, but like I say, don't know. It's a curious one. Anyway, I guess we'd have to just do it in there. I suppose because usually there's a location. You just drive into it. It's normally where the workshop trigger is. That's probably why. That's what's thrown me. Because normally you've got a hazard marked area like that, you take your vehicle back, click on the icon, and it'll give you the option to return vehicle. That's what's missing. So we're having to go into the main vehicle menu rather than a separate return vehicle. Does that make sense? Or am I misremembering? I'm sure that's right. MrSealyp shows off a map. Poorly. Anywho, refill points. Now, it does say in the description, I'm going to double check this as well. It says refill points for seed, solid and liquid fertiliser, lime, herbicide and salt. So I bought a trailer underneath this. It said seed, solid fertiliser, road salt, but didn't say lime. So I'm going to double check that. That one said liquid fertiliser and herbicide. Doesn't do slurry and digestate. So that's purchase points. We've got a debris crusher just here. So if you want to bring your stone and put it through and make a little bit of money, you can. And then just to the north, actually, while we're here. So we come up from there. Sorry about that a bit. I might edit all that out. No, I can't because I was driving. Plot 127. Click on that. 488. Do that, that and that. We get another silo come up. It's a Farmer 500 silo just there. We've got two silage clamps, barn and building space just here. So technically, again, another farm. I think it says there's 3 farms. Yeah, 3 farms. So that's that one there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get... I want something that will do lime spreading. That one will. Because it might just be the trailer I tried didn't take lime, which is unusual. Because there's not a separate lime station. This is going to hook it. This is going to be absolutely ludicrous if this hooks up, but it will. It's just to check. Well, there we go. Lime and solid fertilisers. That must have just been the trailer I was doing my testing with. Didn't take lime. So there you go. It will do lime as well. Awesome. Doesn't hurt to check while you're going along. These are some of the properties I was talking about. They've got fences around, and I'll show you what I mean here. If we go into... What am I doing? There we go. This menu here, directly opposite. That one, for example. Bought that and that. That comes up. Go into here and go to demolish. So not only can we demolish the house, if we click on this, it highlights the whole fence around it, so you haven't got to do each individual fence panel. You can just remove the fencing in one go, like that. Again, makes life a little bit easier. Looking at my list, did I mention collectibles? There are 50 collectibles. I might have already done that. So come up here. We've got the grain mill, which I already kind of showed you under factories, but we'll have a look at it. I think the grain mill's 96. And they're fairly standard prices, but like I say, these have been tweaked just a little bit. So there we go. Our standard flours, then millet, spelt, rye and triticale flour as well. All of those bought in. And flour coming out. Blumengart sell point is just here. Very nice indeed. That stands Blumengart grain, but yeah, Blumengart sell point. And around the back we've got the oil mill. Just around here, which like I said, we'll do standard oils and mustard oil as well. That one for 80 grand. Sunflower, canola, mustard oil and olive oil. Fairly standard recipes there. Across the way, we've got the animal dealer sell point, which is usually things like straw, grass, those kind of things, which is just there. Animal dealer or livestock market is here, so for purchasing, returning, selling whatever of your animals, it's done just here. And then we've got Blumengart exports, which is just here, which I think does include lumber as well. Yeah, sell wood. But there's not a forest on the map. There are trees around. Like I said, they are protecting people's homes and that kind of stuff. If you wanted to put a forest in, you can. You could buy a plot of land, you could plant trees, you could just place trees. It's entirely up to you. If you wanted to do a bit of forestry on your map, that's absolutely fine. But for all intents and purposes, I apologise again that what I was saying about the returning vehicles. I think that's what it is. It just threw me. Because they were separate, the workshop and the vehicle shop, and then because I say usually you just back onto the hazard marked area, click on it and it will give you the option to whatever you're going to do. Because it didn't do that, so yeah, you can do it in your main menu anyway. Yeah, that's the map. Out on the extremities are all just fields. There's no sell points or anything further out. There's no sleep triggers or farms any further out. It's all on the main sections of the roads. That is Gnadenthal by Iron Thunder. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.